Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
Hi, I'm Tia. The upstairs-downstairs neighbor dynamic is so special. We have our own language. Like when I scream at my mom on the phone, the people downstairs bang on the ceiling to show their support. The nighttime's the best time to rearrange furniture. I call it midnight feng shui. And if I sleep through my alarm in the morning, they bang on my door to wake me. So thoughtful.
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor, but we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel, credit stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthmacore Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
Number 254, I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Rob.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, must be a special day.
It is a special day.
Yes. This is the closest that we get to recording on 420.
Yeah.
And 420 is the anniversary of the Weedsman. It's been 5 years we've been doing this show.
Got a special guest star.
Hey.
So Rob was kind enough to come back.
Back in the basement.
And get, I want to say, the original trio back in the basement.
Yeah.
Although it did start out the original duo, just the two of you guys.
That's true. Yeah, it kind of did.
Yeah.
I don't really appear on episode 1, I don't think.
I think you do pop in like periodically to kind of like steer the boat because I think Chris and I at the time really didn't have a direction. I just know that we wanted to smoke
I think it was
pot
maybe there was something right.
Right.
That was that was the original pitch for the whole idea. Let's smoke pot and listen to music.
Well,
talk.
we smoked pot and see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Now we basically made a show about hanging out and getting high.
And and talking about pot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And trying to keep up with the changing world.
The ever-changing world, man. I can't believe what's going on nowadays.
Right, so
dispensaries fighting for licensing, and they're saying you got to hurry up and get this licensing going before a certain time.
Oh yeah, that's been really interesting. The local news. I was going to say, in the 5 years' time.
Yes, we've gone wreck.
We never would have thought that we would have seen this much of the nation have legal weed 5 years ago. And also, I would have never thought that Michigan's long-running medicinal marijuana program would be in such disarray at this point either.
Right.
Especially not when we've already voted in full legalization of recreational marijuana.
Yeah. And I've thought, too, for the longest time that Michigan had a pretty solid, medical marijuana industry.
Well, they had a solid program in as much as, people accepted it eventually, and then they didn't really pay much attention to it.
Right.
And it was fairly corrupt and not really not a lot of oversight.
Right. Yeah. It's Wild West.
So it worked in so far as that, it worked itself out. The government didn't pay it too much mind. They're like, as long as somebody's still paying taxes,
right,
and nobody's complaining about
patients are getting their meds. I mean, they weren't the cleanest or the best of quality that they are now.
Yeah, they do have actual quality checks.
Right.
That's a very good point, Rob, because this isn't just for nothing. Now they have something that's not going to have fungus growing in it, or is just actually what it says on the package.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I believe we're in the waning days of that fucking committee.
Is it still hanging out?
Goddamn committee. Was it going to hang out till the end of April?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So must be any day now. They must. Committee. I mean, they still have some sort of power because that's what's holding up the current license issues is they can't come to they can't get their shit processed fast enough.
Yeah, it's so weird though that they can't.
3-person committee that is rarely there and doesn't really give a shit and already knows that they're going to be fired.
Well, something's happened because the difference between January to now in the dispensary is night and day as far as the variety. I mean, there was a time for like 2 weeks you could get 3 strains, this cartridge, and this edible, and that was it. Everybody who was open had the same shit.
Right.
It's dark days.
Different now.
Well, I'm sure
wide open.
There's been a lot of gross producers of cannabis in
they've
Michigan
licensed up a lot more people
that have come online because they want to be ready to go when recreational hits.
Yeah.
So,
right. That's going to be a big, allotment of money coming into into the industry.
Oh yeah.
And then once they go FDIC, with the insuring, with the banks, between dispensaries and stuff. Well, not even just dispensaries, just companies that deal with marijuana.
All of it, just processing plants, the greenhouses or wherever they're growing this shit. All those people have to get paid not under the table, but they have to be paid in cash.
Yeah. And be able to file at the end of the year.
And if any Republican president's going to get all that crap taken care of for weed, it's going to be this one, unfortunately. He's not your traditional Republican.
Well, you don't like Beto?
Well,
no, I'm just saying, as far as anyone who's going to lay the groundwork for weed, with the R, before a Democrat gets as a president, I mean, he's maverick. He's a rogue.
It's hard to tell on this one.
He's not your Bible-thumping typical Republican.
No, definitely not.
I mean, if you want to take Trump at his word, he said he's talked out of both sides of his mouth on this and every other issue.
Yeah.
And he does have an attorney general now. Who knows how long that guy is going to last, but at least he's talking about actively working to see the states' rights. Well, it is a states' rights bill.
States Act.
The States Act. And what is it, SAFE? I keep confusing the two, but yeah, the States Act is the states' rights bill, and then the SAFE Act is the safe banking bill.
Yeah.
So he's at least talking about wanting to see these come to fruition, right?
Right. What's an opportunity to make more money? I mean, seriously, untapped revenue right there. The amount. You can't count that much right now. You can't guess it.
Right. It's an unknown. But it seems like we've done nothing but underestimate that unknown.
Right.
Every once in a while, we read stories about, sales were down or they weren't quite what they expected. And you read the story and it has something to do with like licensing issue, number of available dispensaries open, actual plant available for sale.
Right.
It's never... We had everything here ready to go, and people just didn't come and buy it. We don't know what's going on. That never happens.
Plus, too, I always hear, once a year, I hear about Denver, Colorado, $250 million in revenue, every year. It's like
you're not hearing about Colorado is broke.
Right. I mean, turning over $250 million in a year, I mean, that's pretty wild.
That's part of the risk of constantly pushing this as a solution for tax problems.
Right.
I mean, more money can always be, it always helps, certainly, but it's never a solution for how you spend, right?
Right.
We've seen that. I mean, that's the American way, is that we hear stories about families that, both parents work, like doctor and lawyer. They're bringing home like $500,000 a year and they have zero savings, right? Because they have to each have a Beamer to go to work and then the Land Rover to take the kids out on the weekends, and they have to have the big house. And I mean, just
fuck all that.
It's like lanes on a freeway. As soon as you open up another lane, you just have more cars that fill it.
Right.
The traffic never dies down. It never flows smoother. It just increases demand. The money never slows down. It just keeps increasing the demand for things that you want to do with it. So, yeah, pot is not your solution for tax problems anywhere in America. But if you just want to consider that you have an already established supply and demand for it, all you have to do is overlay a structure around it that allows you to withdraw tax money from it.
Yeah, like, you don't have to advertise this shit.
You really don't have to do much at all.
It's like booze. Like, you don't have to advertise it.
It sells itself.
Yeah. It sells itself.
we mark it? It sells itself.
Yeah. How do we mark it? Open the door.
Yeah. Exactly.
Open the door and say you're open. Now, it's just going to be interesting to see what suburbs sign on, where the dispensaries end up. I'd love to stop driving to Detroit.
Don't expect it in Clinton Township, mister, because they already had that hearing.
Oh, they said no?
No, sir.
Oh, the Clem will for sure say yes.
If the Clem wants to be saved, yes.
Yeah, and that's part of what helps get these bills passed, is putting in exceptions for local communities to say, not in my backyard.
You know Roseville and East Point will get down.
Warren.
NBC News actually had a story about this one, and it literally says, not in my backyard.
All right.
Americans like marijuana, but don't want a dispensary in their town.
Why?
Residents are concerned that there will be, quote,
dude, come on,
people in tie-dyed shirts walking out the front door.
Hello.
Oh, my God. People in tie-dyed shirts just walking out the front door?
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
Like going out in public? Wait.
Hell the fuck no, I don't want to see
You
that.
can wear Crocs, but I can't leave the house in a tie-dyed shirt if I want to? Okay. All right. I didn't know this was the fashion police in this community.
Yep. You walk out in a tie-dye shirt out the front door? We don't want to see that shit.
He said, said one dispensary executive. This is a medical facility. We have medical professionals on staff.
I want to see suits.
3 out of 4 Americans support legalizing marijuana. They quote. I'm not sure. Like the most recent, I think it was the CBS poll that they do every year. This year, 65% of Americans approved of legalizing marijuana in some form.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I saw like
That was
another
a
one that
record
said
high.
84. So I mean, either way, it's a majority.
Oh yeah, we're on the brink.
Yeah, either way.
Beautiful
Who's
brink.
reporting 84 though?
It's like
what
a
was it?
PBS one.
Oh, really?
Well, it's come
We're
on.
the real
just-
news.
PBS poll.
They called their fan base. Hey, you guys like weed? Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think
PBS
we do when we're
supporters.
watching your shit?
Right, it's all the old hippies.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
but
Well, so
I
that
can
kind
tell
of makes
you this,
sense.
though, man.
CBS 65, and then PBS would be higher because the old conservatives are watching CBS.
Right.
Everyone-
the old hippies are watching
Please
PBS.
calm down about this because I was showing you pictures earlier before Rob got here of it was like nuts to butts in the dispensary.
Nuts to butts.
This weekend. It was standing room only
Right.
on 420 at like 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was, and I've said this before, like when I first went out to Colorado, it's people from all walks of life.
Right.
You know,
It's beautiful.
yeah, it's upper class people, it's lower class people, it's standard stoner looking people
Right.
you would never guess. Like if I saw that guy on the street, I would never guess he's smoking weed.
No, honestly, he showed me the pictures earlier. I looked at him. It looked like a fucking doctor's office.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was really busy. You know, it looks like a doctor's office in like Kentucky. That's a pill mill. You know, where they just
Yeah.
probably one of these doctors they roped up recently.
Oxycodone's going through everybody.
I mean, that's another flip side of this. That opioids come up a lot in this podcast about pot for some reason, but it's no coincidence that we see legalization, legal stores, legal recreational, and then finally them go after these doctors that are peddling these opioids, right? States like New Mexico or in Indiana are considering drug replacement programs. Your doctor prescribes you opioids. We'll give you a medical card so you can swap it out for medical cannabis.
It's a good way of doing it. I think so.
But yeah.
But on this NBC story, though, where they cite 3 out of 4 Americans supporting legal marijuana, they say almost half of Americans don't want dispensaries in their neighborhood.
And these places are highly secure.
That's another thing.
In more ways than one. Hey-o!
Well, but that's the thing. I mean, that's why you have to solve this banking issue again, because they're highly secure because they work with a lot of cash, which means that they're a higher risk and they're a known target.
Right.
And, I was talking to a buddy of mine who does like alarm installation and shit like that, and he gets sent to the ghetto, and he saw these kids eyeballing him in a truck. They ended up following him, and he's going all over the neighborhood zigzagging, and they're just following him.
Right.
He called the police. They pulled him over. They're like, yeah, these are the guys. They've been hitting on like cable installers, just any work people, because they're not allowed. They know that they're not allowed to carry weapons at all.
Right.
In Michigan, if you were a utility worker,
right,
you can't carry a weapon. So at least the guys that are running the cash for the dispensaries can carry.
Should be the
those guys got their
should
CCW.
be definitely the opposite.
I feel like if you work for utility, you should be able to pack.
Right. I would
There's
think.
a shotgun on the dash. You need it.
Hey, asshole! I'm trying to bring back electricity to the neighborhood. Move.
Yeah.
Right. And what do they think is going to happen? Like, those aren't the guys. You ever deal with a cable installer, a guy who comes to fix your electric or read the meter or anything? These guys don't give a fuck about anything.
Right.
They are not the ones to challenge you.
And generally, I'm going to trust
if you
these
fuck
guys
with them, they'll
know
just
how to use a gun.
Call the cops, right?
Well, yeah.
They're not going to do like fucking falling down one day and just start gunning people down.
Be on the telephone pole and start picking people off.
Like Lee Harvey up on the top.
Yeah.
High power rifle. 9 times out of 10, this is the guy that's making your life is going to bring back that happiness to your life, because you're probably sitting inside with that AC and the Comcast,
right.
And this guy's trying to help you get that back. Leave him alone.
No doubt they take a lot of shit. I'm just saying, in my experience, they don't give a shit either.
Right.
Because they know.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? You want me to leave? Do you want your cable or not? What's it going to be?
Right.
I could just leave you with your spank bank. We'll see how long that lasts.
Right. No, you haven't filled that bitch up in 2 years because you
hope your cell phone bill's paid, asshole.
Right. Enjoy going to Brazzers on your phone at 12:30 in the morning.
Right. Okay, but I got off topic though.
Yep.
Carrying cash. There's a lot of high amounts of cash going in and out of these dispensaries, and that's part of what neighbors can point to. We don't want this in our neighborhood because this is a cash-heavy business, right?
Right.
They can say it's not even about the drugs or anything. We don't think drug dealers are going to be. It's just the fact that you're running a risk of having a business in your neighborhood that could be robbed.
Mm-hmm.
But it has a higher percentage of being robbed. That could be.
Yeah.
So until you can, allow these businesses to operate like the rest of America does, I mean, just China would probably think this is so weird. Yeah, people don't even carry cash in China anymore.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. I've heard about this.
They do
China phased out money.
It's called We something.
Yeah, it's all on the
WeGo.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you down to like tipping and giving money to bums.
Yeah, isn't it just basically they shoot a barcode or a QR code?
Yeah, there's a QR code.
Just boots up the app and you punch in what you want to give them and hit send, and that's
Penn
it.
Gillette was talking about on his podcast about going there, and he's like,
Well,
yeah, the guy
Samsung
just had a lanyard around his neck
Apple
that had
Pay.
a QR code.
Well, yeah, if you got an iPhone, you can do it with other iPhone users.
No,
I can do it with anybody,
we have
yeah.
the technology, but in China, nobody carries cash.
Right. Nothing.
Dude, I've been trying to phase out cash for like at least a decade.
Like, places won't take it.
There's like one dispensary that will take a card around here, and they don't have consistent product, so they ruin it.
I don't think that they should be allowed to say, I mean, it's not like a dispensary goes up in the middle of a neighborhood, right? It's going to be on a main stretch. It's going to be an industrial area or something like that.
Well, you mean, they don't open them right next to a school?
Why not?
Right.
Why
Well,
not?
that's what I was going to say. I think once you establish the rules of can't be within, X amount of feet from a liquor store and a school and
grocery store.
Put them under
whatever.
the same rules as liquor stores.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
Just put them under the same rules as liquor stores.
Just have them out in big fields.
Right. They open a dispensary next to the Taco Bell, and the city council has to address it. They're like, people are just like zombies. They're just walking back and forth.
Right.
Productivity has plummeted in the city.
People are living in their cars in the parking lot.
Right.
They don't want to leave this place.
Eat tacos. We should get high. Get high. We should eat tacos. Eat tacos. We should get high.
It's just a vicious cycle. Weed and tacos. Sounds like my 420. Weed and tacos.
Yeah, but once you've established those rules, I think that should be it. I think you can make exceptions, but it's got to be exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got to give a good reason. I don't know what that would be.
Location, access to like maybe senior citizen living. That'd be like an exception.
Same rules as liquor stores.
Right.
They talked to Ryan Smith in this NBC story. He is the chief operating officer of Cure Holdings, and he's working with a Massachusetts town. He says, we face some fierce opposition with some zoning officials and some city councils not wanting us there. And if we were going to be there, they want influence in what the design of our what the design was of our building. They want to tell us what we could and couldn't do, and tried to get us to pay for things that are outside the scope of what our responsibility was. Right. I mean, this is just another tactic. You're going to jump through hoops.
Right.
It's going to be prohibitive. If we can't make it illegal to have your business here, we can make it prohibitive for you to have your business here.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Make it very rough for your life.
Right. I mean, I guess, you know, if you had a dispensary and you couldn't advertise for it properly, I guess word would probably eventually get around.
Yeah. Pretty much in that
wouldn't
situation.
really probably make a difference.
Open up
with
the
it.
door.
Yeah.
Turn on the side.
Yeah. It sells itself. Meltdown.
Make sure you have the green cross.
Yeah. Brightly lit.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any like specific examples. I also talked to Louis M. Alcalde, an Ohio-based cannabis lawyer. Says every single suburb of Columbus
Al-Qaeda
put a moratorium in place. As a result, all 5 dispensaries for Central Ohio are in the city of Columbus. There's not a single dispensary in any of the suburbs of Columbus because of that.
Here you go. Hey, take that. Have all the weed, dirty poor people.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they're trying to do.
Well, that's exactly what happened with medical in Michigan.
Oh, yeah. It's all in Detroit. Well, at least around here. Because then it's in Ann Arbor. It's in Flint.
Ypsilantis.
Sag nasty.
Sag nasty?
Never heard?
Is it Saginaw?
Yeah.
Saginaw?
Never heard it called Sag nasty?
Sag nasty.
No. I don't think I've ever been out there.
Never been to Saginaw?
I just assumed it was kind of country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like Mount Clemens.
Imagine Flint, but
Like-
tinier and shittier.
Oh, yeah. I'd say that too.
Well, yeah, I mean, like country like Garth Brooks or country like Kid Rock.
Kid Rock.
What kind of
Yeah.
more Kid Rock country?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mixed with Twisted and Juggalos and ICP. Yeah.
Is that where all the juggalos go? Where have all the juggalos gone?
Where have all the Juggalos gone? Far, far away.
Rob just lit his lighters.
Yeah. A little singing.
Dual action.
That's what I'm about. Dual action.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
The thing about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. We probably don't even need the words, the Name Your Price tool, to tell you that our Humpback Whale Pup gives you options based on your budget, or that our novelty hand buzzer helps you save on car insurance. And that's the thing about the tiny felt bag filled with marbles. At this point, you've heard a lot of ads about the elusive northern bobcat. The Name Your Price tool, the neighbor who baked you banana bread, only from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Once upon a time in a convenience store, a woman asked, which zero-calorie drink will I like more? The cashier said, I have a thought. Coke Zero Sugar always hits the spot. The taste made her heart fill with laughter, and with her Coke Zero Sugar, she lived happily ever after. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, unbelievably delicious.
No trip to the store is complete without the unbelievably delicious zero-calorie taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
What do you want to da-da-da? What do y'all want to da-da-da? I have no idea what to da-da-da. We could switch to Progressa da. Oh yeah? We could switch to Progressa and sa. Okay. We could sa and have to buy some za. Oh yeah, let's switch to Progressa to da and get some za with the money we saw. Yeah! Now we know we're gonna da-da-da.
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. It might just be the most normal thing you da-da-da.
Quote to da at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
So yeah, how was 420 for you guys?
Wet. It was. I mean, around here locally.
Oh
it
yeah.
Was quite.
Tell me about it. Slow down.
Yep. It was
slippery.
Yeah, it was slippery and wet, and I mean, very damp and moist.
You just stayed indoors.
Yeah, I stayed in. I actually went to a head shop.
It's a good day to stay in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, then again, there's nothing beats hanging out in the sun and smoking a joint.
Yeah, that would be nice. As I say, like, I watched a lot of videos on California, like live feeds.
Right. So you imagine sunnier places on your 420?
Yes, and I also watched, I don't know if you guys are part of the Viceland network subscription.
I'm not.
They had a weed weekend where it was all about marijuana shows and stuff. Like, they have this show that's hilarious called Bong Appetit. That
I've heard of the show.
It's a cooking competition with marijuana-infused food.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this.
Man, they make some good-looking food. And
is this like a full-on show?
Yeah, it's kind of like a Food Network channel show.
Right. Yeah.
Yep. There's 3 rounds.
It's legit, right?
Yep. They got the box. They call it the Hot Box Challenge, which is
the Hot Box Challenge.
Yeah, a little play on that, but it's like the picnic basket with items that you have to use, and it's kind of interesting too that the cooks or the chefs really on the show are able to break down the milligrams in between each meal that they're handing to the judges.
Oh.
Like, this is a 5 milligrams per dumpling. Like, they were serving them pop stickers.
Wait, you have to, because here, this one's 50, this one's 50, this one's 50.
Right.
Well, so
after the meal, you're just like, oh.
Well, they got after one guy. They were like, "Man, are you trying to get us high?" Because he was like, "This is 10 milligrams, this is 15, and this one's 25 if you drink this liquid." Like, what?
So.
I'd be like,
how far?
Yeah, there's weed in all this. That'd be my answer.
As far as the THC, what was the actual product they were working with? Did they give them plants that they had to process?
They had everything. They had plant.
So it depended on the type of recipe they were asked for?
Right. Like, there were some methods they were doing where they were smoking actual through a herbalizer, like a vaporizer, bud.
So most times they were doing the extraction process as well as part of the competition.
And there was concentrates and everything else. Yeah, it was quite interesting.
So, man, I don't know how you would judge eating that stuff one after the other, but
they were able to.
Right, but how do you judge how well they did at controlling the potency? I guess if they really fucked up and they're like.
Well, I think it was more along the lines
10 milligrams. I put in 10 grams.
They were going for flavor too. Like they were very big on the ingredients other than the marijuana. Like lobster tails.
So who are the judges? Just like a bunch of dudes in tie-dyed shirts?
No, one was
Cheech and Chong.
One was Be Real, but actually Cheech and Chong are on an upcoming episode. But it was Be Real's the host from Cypress Hill.
Oh, okay.
And
Bong Ape Tit?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. I forgot about that.
That's how I remember to spell appetite.
Bong, yeah.
Yes.
Bong Ape Tit.
It's Burt Reynolds on Celebrity Jeopardy.
Bong Ape Tit.
No, it's appetite, and he says, "I'll take Ape Tit."
Yep. But then they had Wiz Khalifa on there, was one of the judges.
All right.
Yeah, he was hilarious. He's like, "Man, this is the highest I've been all month."
That's saying something for Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
So they know their shit over there, I guess.
Yeah, the one guy was from Canada, and he's talking about that he was a soldier for the Royal Canadian Army, and they pay for all of his marijuana through the military.
What?
And he has no tolerance. He's talking like, oh, yeah, I could smoke anything. And like, really? Like, Wiz Khalifa's like, really, you could smoke anything? And he starts giving him shit while he's cooking, and guy's just stone cold, like, on it. Like, unfazed.
Right. So he's like hitting blunts and shit and just...
Oh, yeah. Concentrate
doesn't even
hits.
trip him up.
Yeah. He's doing buckets of slabs. You know, I mean, yeah. Crazy.
Wow.
Edibles. Yeah.
Because, like, you got to keep track of all that shit when you're cooking. Like,
Right.
there's no way. I mean, if you, like, gave me a blunt and put me alone in a kitchen, then maybe I could accomplish that task. But trying to, like, talk to somebody, pass it back and forth, like, no way.
Right, to do a whole
I'd
TV
talk
show?
myself into, like, yeah, there's no way I'd burn whatever the fuck I was making.
Right.
That's commendable.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Definitely, you guys need to check that out.
All right. What did you do with your 420, Chris?
I went and sat in the dispensary for an hour.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
In the ridiculousness. But it was cool. I mean, it is crazy to see how
many tie-dyed shirts there were coming out of that place.
No.
Too many.
Just how this quote-unquote holiday has permeated the pop culture. No, I just hung out here, but, you know, I was telling you the pre-show chat, I think what I find clever is not how the dispensaries get around the laws, because now when they're licensed, they're technically being treated as pharmacies. You know, you can't give away your medication.
Right.
Yeah, when I check in, they just had a big bucket of pennies right at the counter. They're like, hey, just take a penny. I'm like, all right. So you get in there, they're like, hey, give me your penny. Give them the penny. What they have their gift bag all rung up to ring up as their 420 gift bag for 1 cent. And then in the 420 gift bag was like a quarter a shake, an edible, and like a little presidential.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that's how they get around, like, we can't give away shit. Hey, we sold you our 420 gift bag for 1 cent.
That's
right, but that was their penny.
That's a party right there, too.
And then it says that they can't give you the penny.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, they should just pour them on the floor in the vestibule.
A quarter, a PR, and an edible?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the shake? Oh, yeah.
That's a nice 420 right there.
Dude, I've been smoking on this shake since like
I was going to say, let me see the
420.
shake.
It ain't bad shake, neither. Makes me eat. I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
whatever that shake is, dude, it gives me the munchies.
Probably
a
like all indica shake. Wow.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Wow.
That ain't shit shake.
That's nice. Wow. Yeah, I want
pass to the man.
I want to smell. I want to smoke that all right now.
Yeah.
No, I was kidding. No,
it's delightful.
That smells very delightful.
How about your 420?
My 420 was, why don't you kids watch a movie?
Yes.
And Daddy's going to go take a nap. And I, closed the door, opened up the window. It was at least warm enough outside I could crack the window.
Right.
And, read some Hellboy comics and put the headphones on.
Did you make either of the 420s on 420?
Oh, no. Yeah. I was right on point. I didn't do the foot.
Well.
I was sleeping through the first one, I should say. The second one I was awake for.
Second one.
I got high and I missed the one during the day. I was coming up. I was like, oh, I got to make sure to do this at 420, and then I missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right.
I think I was sleeping.
Happens to all of us. I know I did pass out at least twice that day. Like, marijuana-related pass out. Like, old school days.
You woke up, there's a pizza.
No, like, I'm slumped over in my
pizza's
computer
gone.
chair. Like, there's a movie going. I'm like, there's, like, a drink that's on the ground. Yeah, it's bad.
I did watch a lot of cool movies with my kids this weekend.
What'd you see?
We watched It.
Nice.
And my daughter wanted to see it. And my son's a little older, and he was like, you're going to have nightmares. You can't watch that. And I'm
Right.
like, shut the fuck up. And then I was like, oh, so you don't want to watch it? And he's like, I'm not interested in it. And then he sat there and watched the whole thing.
Really?
I think, well, I mean, it's hard to really judge. Both of them are on their phones most of the time anyway. When I take them to the theater, they have the you done over there.
Yeah, what are you doing on your phone, bro? At least I know to turn mine
What's
off.
that R2?
Yeah. Boop beep boop boop beep. Boop.
This one's got a bad motivator.
Yeah. We're gonna be here all day.
No, so I think they both really enjoyed. My daughter enjoyed more. I actually enjoyed it more watching it with. I didn't make it through watching it on my own.
Wow,
I was kind of bored.
Need your blanket.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I think
it
it's
does
the type
get
of
boring.
movie.
You had to turn the light on.
I think those movies are better when you can watch it with somebody. And yeah, well, I know my son was at least paying attention, or was at least annoyed that my daughter and I were talking through most of it. Like, this is why I want to see a movie like this at home.
Right.
So I can talk shit about the boring parts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there were a few.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but it's a cool movie.
Yeah, I'd say a popcorn eater.
Then I made her put on Get Out. My son definitely didn't want to watch that. My daughter watched it, loved it, and then my son came up to me afterwards. He's like, "So what's it about?" I'm like, "Oh, you just want me to tell you now?" Because he's like, I guess he won't watch the movie, but he wants to know because everyone's talked about this movie and
He's got
some
a
like,
goddamn
twist
internet
on
connection.
He sounds
Right.
like he's a little scared or maybe a little apprehensive seeing it. It's okay.
And then the one my son really enjoyed was Mallrats.
Really?
He really liked Mallrats.
Wow. Okay. Cool. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, classic.
Yeah, he's 15. He's old enough to see Joey Lauren Adams' tits.
Yeah.
You know,
there you go.
They're a starter set.
I was watching
Right?
Mallrats when I was 15.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You stupid son of a bitch. It's a sailboat.
It's not like I put on Gia. He's not old enough for Angelina Jolie's tits yet.
Oh, come on.
Those are adult boobs, Rob.
See, that's why I'd be a horrible parent. I'd be like, hell yeah, check those cans out, son.
No, I don't give a shit either way.
Was he laughing at the Jay and Silent Bob scene? Is he going to be a stoner?
Right.
He loved Jay and Silent Bob.
There you go.
No, but
father like son.
I think my daughter liked the Jay and Silent Bob even better. Though.
See,
Smoking family stays
Hey,
together.
doesn't
I'm
matter.
just going to let you know.
But you also got, I mean, they're like cartoon characters, especially in that movie.
Mm-hmm. But it is a classic. I mean, a very classic movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. And I think, you know, he's watching it like, I have no idea what this guy is saying. I'm like, nobody does.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
How do you feel about Silent Bob's character not talking at all?
Oh, he loved it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he only when he drops like a line from Star Wars at the end of it.
Yeah.
Something.
Just trashed and we go smoke a bowl.
Yeah.
You got it? Get your fat ass up there. Dude, don't forget your helmet.
Both my kids, those are their favorite scenes were the blueprint scenes.
Don't forget helmet.
And then I was like, oh shit, that's Yondu. Michael Rooker's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He plays
Would
the
you like
dad.
a chocolate-covered pretzel?
I'd like to come loud myself, preferably in a 69. So, yeah. So everybody was celebrating 420. Even like fucking Carl's Jr.
Yeah. Which I wanted to... I heard so many incorrect reports on this. I wanted to slap people.
What was going on?
Because they don't know what CBD is.
The what?
Yeah, Carl's Jr.
People
Okay,
don't know what CBD is.
Carl's Jr. is a chain, right? So they can't come out with a cannabis product because it's not legal in all states. And maybe they could work out something to have it available in Colorado or something like that. But
Right.
CBD is legal. It's not even regulated. So they did a Rocky Mountain High cheeseburger delight. Right there.
Right.
Rocky Mountain High. It's not going to get you Rocky Mountain High.
Damn.
It might get you Denver relaxed, but, you know, it might get you watching the sunset relaxed, but it's not going to get you Rocky Mountain High.
No. It's got CBD in it. You'll chill out.
It's 100% charbroiled beef patties paired with Carl's Jr.'s signature Santa Fe sauce. I don't like signature sauces. Infused with CBD, pickled jalapenos, pepper jack cheese, and Chris cut fries. Oh, those like
crinkle
like
cut.
hashtags.
Or
hashtag fries.
Oh, hashtag fries.
Waffle fries.
Hashtag
waffle. Yeah, waffle.
Give the burger the extra crunch. Oh, it's on the burger.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, there was a tremendous amount of false reporting on this. Oh, and also it sells for 400, not 400. Sorry.
Say it again.
That would have to be a lot of CBD, huh?
Yeah.
That better have some THC. No, $4.20, of course. Yeah.
Knock it off.
Right.
Knock it off.
No.
But it's...
I'll play into it.
I mean, I guess it's increased acceptance.
Sure, but you're trying to do this all in honor of 420, but you have nothing that helps anyone celebrate 420.
You can only get it on 420, right? So I couldn't have gotten it last week.
Hell no.
I think you can only get it in Denver, too.
Ah.
Damn, that sucks.
Be a long-ass Grubhub.
Yeah. Keep that bitch warm.
$2,000 delivery fee.
Yeah. We had to cook it.
Chris is on the phone
way.
like, look, I read your fine print. There's nothing that says that you can't just deliver it 800 miles.
Yeah, if I pay your fee.
I'm paying. Look. Are you saying my credit's no good?
Yeah.
They have a chopper lands right at your house.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Hey, what do you want to da-da-da? I don't know. What do y'all think we should da-da-da? Well, what did we da yesterday? Yesterday. All the dolls feel like the same doll these days. I know. Like, is today Monday or Tuesday? Today is Thursday. Oh, no, I forgot to call my mom on her birthday. Oh, no.
These days, nothing is normal and everything is weird. But you could still save big when you switch to Progressive. That won't change. Not today or any day.
Quote today at Progressive.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel credit, stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
Yeah, there was so much business on 420 this year that...
How much was there?
How much was there? So much that Canadian websites were crashing.
Damn.
In demand. Well,
Damn.
Cannabis is legal in Canada. They don't have a large amount of dispensaries yet. And a good portion, or majority, I believe, of their sales are still happening online.
It's wild.
So, yeah. Their biggest legal delivery app, called Ease, crashed under the weight of demand on Saturday. Online cannabis dispensaries Nug and Chill also suffered difficulties throughout the day.
Nug and Chill?
East. Oh, this place is delivering in California. I thought this was in Canada. East crashed reportedly soon after it began "quote unquote" happy hour with free delivery in California and a 20% discount on cannabis related products in other states.
They did not see that coming.
Yeah, that's a good question, right? You see that coming.
I might go to bed now. I've got work in the morning.
Armin Yemen did. I'm going to call him Armin Y. And he's chief executive of Essence Cannabis Dispensaries based in Las Vegas, describing it as definitely the Black Friday of the industry.
Oh, hell yeah. I was sitting there like looking at all those poor people. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. It was all poor people?
No, the poor people working at the dispensary. Like, these motherfuckers are all probably working open to close. And we're told all hands on deck. And if you ask for today off, you don't work here anymore. Like, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
I don't speak to this place's policies. I'm just saying it looked like it was that kind of day.
Man. Who are you, bro? Who
Also,
are you?
this is
I worked at the mall. I know. I went down
this
on
is the
Black Friday.
first legal 420 in Michigan. So,
Well, not yes and no.
Yes and no, yes.
how do you mean?
It's the first one
I mean,
since
you
we
can't
went
buy it.
recreational, but yeah,
Right.
The first legal record will be when there's finally public dispensaries. Then,
Yeah.
it's all over.
So next year, you think it's going to be? Well, yeah, it's got to be bigger next year because there'll
Yeah.
be more shops open and more people buying it.
Or just the same ones will have rec licenses too.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just going to be like Myers. They're going to be the size of Myers. Just walk in, get whatever weed you want.
It wouldn't ever need to be. Well, I was thinking about that earlier, though, because there's it's always the Walmart of, right? So
Right.
anytime a new business pops up, they're going to be the new Walmart of blah, right? They're gonna. This is the Walmart of eyebrow sculpting. This is the Walmart of shoe sales. The Walmart of, and like, okay, but Walmarts are huge because they have everything.
Right.
Right.
Walmart are beating me off.
And that's why people like them, because they don't get a lot of variety in their town, and then a Walmart pops up and they got all this variety.
Right.
All under one roof. So isn't it like the Walmart of weed? Okay, let's slow down on the
It's coming.
on the
I
demand.
bet you that MedMen place is
We don't
gonna end up
have
being
the.
it.
We love liquor and beer, but we don't have enough to
It's
put
true.
in the
There is
fill
no-
a fill a Walmart with.
There is no
liquor and
Walmart
beer.
of booze. There are huge beverage selling chains.
Down in
Yes.
Florida, there are.
Oh yeah, they're on the West Coast.
They should say the Starbucks of the Starbucks model is more appropriate.
Like that's kind of one thing we don't have here in Michigan.
What's that?
Is a chain that sells booze.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
We don't
around
have
here.
something like a Bevmo or
A lot of other states just have specifically
or like
chains
on the East
that-
Coast they got Cappies.
It's basically, well, we have 7-Eleven, but that just they just do beer mostly, right?
Well, it depends on one you go to. I grew up by one that sold liquor.
Yeah, but most of them just do beer.
Correct. But yeah, we don't
So-
have like a chain liquor store.
I didn't know that that was a thing in other states.
Oh, there's all over. Yeah.
I've seen drive-thrus. Yeah, they have drive-thru
yeah.
liquor stores.
Oh yeah, I was in.
I like in Canada, you buy beer and it's like a shelf that has like a bottle of each one, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, give me the XXX, Molson XXX, and then they punch it into the computer, and then this like 12-pack of Molson XXX bottles comes out on a little conveyor belt.
There are drive-through liquor stores in Missouri still.
Yeah, yeah.
But weed.
Well, the Guardian had a story about it, describing the annual celebration, which dates back to the 1990s. I thought it went back further than that, didn't it? I don't know.
1960s.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows for sure.
It's lost in translation.
Has been hijacked by big brands seeking to cash in. Pizza Hut, Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream, and the ride-sharing company Lyft this year all ran weed-themed promotions. Well, Lyft didn't hit me up. I scraped my sticker off the other day.
Oh, you don't do it anymore?
So I was changing the oil in my car, and I was getting it cleaned up, and I hadn't driven it in a while for it, and then I'd have to get re-registered anyway, and I was just like, I don't want to ever do this again, honestly. I was just like, I'll just take the sticker off. That'll prevent me from signing back up again.
There you go.
Did you ever drive enough to get the fancy light up thingy?
Oh, yeah, I had yeah.
Damn.
You have to send it back?
I saved that. No, that's mine.
Oh.
That. I had to drive a certain number. They don't give it to you from the get. Once you rack up a certain number
It's mine.
of
I
rides.
paid for it.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way.
I've
Fuck
earned
you.
this in blood.
I paid this. It's mine now. I will sell it on eBay.
This whole ride sharing thing is just going to blow up. I mean, it's not going to go away completely, but this idea that they've pushed it as a legitimate career choice for people and then completely screwed them over by considering them all
Saturating the
independent
market.
contractors and saturated the market. And so now cost of rides are going up. What the driver gets is going down. It's happening all over the country. And these people are like, how am I supposed to make a living? And I'm like, why were you trying to make a living off of this? This was always a side gig. For most people, it's a side gig. It shouldn't be. If you're going to be like a 9 to 5 taxi driver, then get a fucking medallion and do your taxi driving. Like,
I was telling Mandy their days are numbered anyways. With in 10 years when it's all the self-driving cars.
Well, that's the thing. That's why Uber especially has no interest in its actual workforce, because all they're doing is positioning themselves as the company that gives you a ride. And it's not going to matter whether there's somebody behind the wheel at a certain point. Uber wants to transition into that, and that's where all their money's going.
They're to get that Waymo company.
All their investment is going
driverless.
It's going right back into Waymo and all that shit. All these driverless cars.
Waymo is driverless Uber, driverless
Whoa.
Lyft. Yeah.
That's wild.
They're testing it in Arizona.
Yep.
Damn. It's coming. Skynet.
Yeah, dude. Well, verification. I am not a robot, right? You sign up for something, you have to verify, you get the response email or whatever, and they go, prove you're not a robot. Click on all the street signs.
Yeah.
Right? Click on all the license plates you see.
Right.
That's all AI training. That's all driverless car training.
Oh, Jesus.
We've
been helping them.
That's the reason they're doing that. I mean, part of it is to show that you are human, but yeah, you're helping to program driverless cars.
Oh, Jesus.
And their data processing technology help them determine, well, I mean, look, you're doing a service. It's going to happen anyway. Right. Then one day the challenge is like, click on all the humans that look innocent.
Right. Which one has a smirk?
Now click on the ones that look like they want to harm you.
Right. Which one has evil intentions in its eyes?
Click on all the people that are displaying deviant behavior.
Yeah. Which one do you fear? Like this one? This one?
The CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
That's the captcha talking to you.
Boy, did he nail that line.
Yeah.
Like you did.
Are you a human or a computer?
The CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
Sounds like it.
Yep.
Well, then again, he's supposed to be playing a robot in that one, right?
Right.
That was kind of the thing. Is like his acting is so wooden. He was kind of perfect.
Actually, after he delivered the lines, like, okay, you're a robot.
Right.
I'm a robot. Yeah.
Arnold, I've literally never said this to you before, but can you tone it down just a little bit?
Yeah. We need you to play this robot a little bit more lifelike, sir.
Yeah.
So I had mentioned that Ben & Jerry's was one of the companies that was getting in on the 420 celebration.
Oh, okay.
And it makes sense that their owners have hippie roots themselves.
Yeah.
They are literally the guys with tie-dyed shirts coming out of the dispensaries.
Yeah.
But what I do appreciate is that they actually used that as a platform to demand that Congress expunge cannabis convictions, which I know we talk about this a lot on this show. I don't think it should always be, when NBC reports about cannabis, they should always be reporting it hand in hand with its impact in society. Because, well, Ilhan Omar was tweeting about this week and speaking about it. Cannabis criminalization disproportionately impacts communities of color. We must finally legalize cannabis nationwide and expunge records for those incarcerated for cannabis-related offenses. And Newsweek was reporting on this and says that according to the American Civil Liberties Union, Omar's statement about marijuana arrests disproportionately affecting people of color was accurate. Well, you didn't really have to go to the ACLU for that. I think everybody knows that at this point. I mean, that not only happens on a daily basis still in America, but that goes all the way back to the roots of prohibition. That's what it was there for initially, to control minorities.
Well, how are we going to bust brown people once weed's legal?
ACLU research found that between 2001 and 2010, black people were 4 times more likely to be arrested on marijuana-related offenses than whites, despite the fact that cannabis was used by the same percentage of people in either racial demographic. That's another thing to that. I think we're finally accepting that there is no racial demographic for weed. There just isn't.
Right.
I think any other drug you could probably say, heroin, that's white people shit. Speed, that's for the Asians.
Cocaine.
Cocaine, probably still white people shit.
Mostly, yeah.
Crack is for black people, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. Weed.
Yeah, I think you've hit it all, yeah, on that one.
And weed is just for everyone. They all enjoy it equally.
Hey.
Yo.
We're on the subject. Did you know that the first recorded use of a joint was in 1850s Mexico?
Did you know that if you identify as a member of a minority group in the U.S., you are up to 8 times as likely to be arrested for violating cannabis laws?
In Cannabis, the illegalization of weed in America, comic creator Box Brown delves deep into the troubling history of cannabis legislation in America.
Whether you're a cannabis enthusiast, history buff, or a graphic novel fan, this book has something for you.
Get your own copy wherever books are sold and smoke out the truth.
I think this is the same poll that we were talking about earlier. BuzzFeed has a story about the PBS Research. It was a survey conducted by PBS Research, Civilized, Burson, Cohn and Wolf, and BuzzFeed News. Found 84% of Americans favor legalization for medical or recreational purposes, and widely embrace measures to tax and regulate it at 60%. 27% of Americans say they currently use marijuana and tend to consume it several times a week.
So that's saying generally 1 in every 4 person is a stoner.
I'll go with that.
They replayed.
We're almost to 1 in 3.
On 420.
With your help, everyone, we can get there.
Stuff You Should Know podcast replayed their 420 episode. And they were talking about, I forget specifically, they're talking about like breaking something down into joints or something like that. And they're like, so, you know, if a user smokes 5 joints a day, and then the other one's like, what? No, nobody smokes 5 joints a day. And they're like, yeah, that's ridiculous. Nobody really smokes 5 joints a day. But let's say...
Meanwhile, there's some guy in the back going like, I smoked 5 joints this morning.
What? On 420, no less.
I remember listening to your last podcast about the gentleman you spoke of that was 14 days into a month of overuse.
Oh, the guy who bought like 6 pounds in like 2 weeks.
That blew my mind. I couldn't believe that story. I was like, are you kidding me? That's insane.
I didn't even understand the full scope of it, though, because I was only taking 2 weeks worth of pot, and that seemed like a lot. But in order to use up his quota in 2 weeks, he would have had to buy a month's supply in those 2 weeks. So he was doubling up, actually.
Right.
He was buying twice as much as I thought he was.
It's insane. I couldn't believe that.
Like, he had to be going around. That means they have to be tracking you somehow, because he had to be going... Because that dispensary couldn't legally do that to him.
Really?
Like, yeah, once they've sold him 2.5 ounces a day, like, hey, you're done here.
Wow. Wonder how they were tracking him.
Yeah, so that 80-something number was who supports at least medical. It gets down to 60, 65% when you start asking about taxing and regulating it like alcohol.
How are there still people against this? Aren't the hippies all the old people now?
Yeah. Don't they want Medicare?
Well, they still had Goldwater Republicans back then fucking everything up. So there's still some of those old people.
No, but this is a record high for these numbers.
Yeah.
What's interesting, though, is I don't know that most of the people responding know what these acts are that they're asking about, because they ask them about the Marijuana Justice Act. They get 45% for it. States Act gets 37%. The concept of decriminalizing possession is 37%. Legalizing without regulations, 29%. Nobody's really asking for that. Well, maybe.
Oh, trust me. There's people out there. Remember Cannabis Liberation Day?
Yeah.
That guy would be in that 29%.
But how do you get 60% supporting recreational marijuana, but only 37% supporting the States Act?
Because the other most popular answer to that question was, what's the States Act?
Right. Hey, I bet you if people were well informed about what the States Act was, which is just really strengthening the States' Rights Act in the, what was it, the 10th Amendment or something?
Correct.
So, yeah, you'd probably have a lot more people on both sides, Republican and Democrat, that were in support of that. What is this shit that we're smoking?
Oh.
We're smoking shake, aren't we?
No.
Oh.
We ain't even got to the shake yet.
Are you kidding me? Well, they'll have to wait.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good right now, I'm not going to lie.
So this wasn't even the shake, huh? That's his daughter, Rob.
I know, but I can't deny. God damn, that man's...
That Harley is looking pretty sweet.
Yeah, she's getting... I saw that...
she's cute as fuck.
Yeah, that Hosers movie.
Yeah, Yoga Hosers.
Yeah, that was... I was like, man, I shouldn't have saw this movie. Fall in love with somebody.
I love that movie. It's
the whole movie's great.
It's so enjoyable.
It's so off the wall. It just... That's what makes it interesting to me.
All right, we're smoking Motor Breath. It is named after its excessively gassy flavor and smell. Motor Breath.
Is that why I'm belching so much?
Crosses Chemdog and San Fernando Valley OG Kush. This award-winning strain produces a flavorful smoke with notes of fuel, earth, and citrus. If you're an OG
fuel,
fan.
Earth, and citrus?
Yes.
New band.
Yeah. Philip Bailey's new band. If you're an OG fan, Motor Breath is a must-try, but novices should be aware of its potent effects.
Soothing?
For euphoric.
It's pretty potent.
It make you euphoric, relaxed, happy, creative, energetic. Medically, it's good for the depression, the stress. Cramps, ladies. Fatigue and inflammation. Might make you a little bit anxious, though.
It's all right. That mellow will take out that.
No, see, you always say that. It might make you a little bit anxious. That's not accurate. It might make some people anxious.
Right.
Not. It's going to make everyone a little anxious.
Weed affects everybody differently.
A small percentage of somebody becoming anxious.
There we go.
There she is. Haven't heard this in a minute.
I know, right? This is the end. We're all frozen right now. Welcome, new listeners.
Still saying hi to those people?
Yes. No, Spreaker.com has decided to help us out.
Spreaker?
Yeah.
Spreaker?
Say.
Nice.
Spreaker. There's an R in there.
The R.
Okay, what does Spreaker offer?
They are helping to grow our audience.
Nice.
Distribute our podcasts. So, if you found us there, welcome. Old listeners, hi.
Hey, guys.
Everybody tell a friend. That's how it works. At the Weeds and Podcast on Instagram. At the Weeds and 420 on Twitter. Weeds and Podcast. At ChristopherMedia.net if you want to email. Check us out. We're still in all the regular places. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, ChristopherMedia.net. Shows on Tuesdays, Fridays. Staying high.
Stay high.
Stay high.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
The thing about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive is that by now you've heard a lot of ads about the Home and Auto Bundle from Progressive. We don't even need the words the Home and Auto Bundle anymore to tell you that you could save big with the ring-tailed lemur from Progressive, or that every hot peach cobbler comes with round-the-clock service and protection. And that's the thing about the goat with magic powers. You've heard a lot of ads about the sushi in Vancouver. See how much you could save with the Home and Auto with the Shaman in the Jungle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
It's a new year, and with T-Mobile, it's not about how far apart we are. It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal. Right now, get the iPhone 12 on us on every single plan with eligible iPhone trade-in.
So I can FaceTime with my sister in Savannah.
That's right, the iPhone 12 on us on every plan. All on America's 5G leader in coverage. T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and a new line plus tax. If you cancel, credit stop and balance on required finance agreement may be due. Contact us for well-qualified buyers. Qualifying consumer plan required. See coverage and offer details at T-Mobile.com.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.